Hi, everyone. Good to see you. We are adding a signing in today to make sure that the press conferences are more accessible. I'm going to dive in. So we have a total of 2,283 cases with 91 fatalities. We're announcing the opening of 2 new testing sites today in partnership with Dr. Murphy. As you'll recall, we have currently 5 sites active in New Haven. To go through those quickly, there's the site operated by CVS in cooperation with the state on Sargent Drive. Yale New Haven Hospital has a site on Sargent Drive. Fairhaven Health has a site on Grand Avenue. Cornell Scott has a site on Dixwell Avenue. And Dr. Murphy, in partnership with the city, is running a site on Chapel Street. The 2 new sites are going to be at Lincoln Bassett School in Newhallville and at Hill Central School in the Hill. It's important detail on these sites. So they are going to operate 1 morning a week only. And so the Lincoln Bassett School site will open tomorrow and will be open on Wednesdays only from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. And the Hill Central site will be open on Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon as well. And really quickly, I'm going to share a map of the existing sites and then the 2 new sites. I want to do this without talking because I guess you can't see this signing if I'm sharing my screen. So I'll just share this with you quickly. So those are the existing sites, and these are the 2 new sites. Director Bond, do you have anything to add about the details of the 2 sites?
Only that we want to make sure that we encourage online registration through the on our city website. The instructions can be found there. Otherwise, if you do not have internet access, you can call our hotline at 203-946-4949, and we can assist with scheduling an appointment at one of the sites that we are partnering with Murphy Medical Associates.
And I'll add one other thing that these sites will be testing asymptomatic individuals as well. This is part of the city's initiative to bring testing closer to the people by having additional sites in many hotspots around the city, because we want to ensure that as many residents as possible are able to get tested. As a reminder, people can still access the CVS site if they sign up at cvs.com, and they can call 211 to get a ride to the site. There should be no reason, there is no barrier to anyone getting tested in the city. There are no barriers at all. One last thing before we open up to questions. So tomorrow is May 20th, and there's been a lot of talk about the very incremental and slow opening up on May 20th. As folks know, the governor has slowed down the opening of barbershops and hair salons to June. But for those restaurants, retail establishments, and offices that self-certify through the state and implement the regulations that the governor has outlined to keep their sites safe, they may open. And I just wanted to remind those business owners and residents to make sure that they're cautious and do everything that is being recommended to continue to wear masks, to continue to practice social distancing. We've seen a lot of other states open up, and while it's early to tell. There's been some increases in states, increases in cases in states that have opened up. And it's incumbent upon all of us as community members to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep each other safe by following the rules. If residents do see some violations, they can call 211 to report them. They can report them on SeeClickFix, and they can report them by calling our health department hotline, 203-946-4949. I think you've all memorized it by now, I hope. So with that, I will open it up to questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Thanks. In regards to the new testing sites at Lincoln Bassett and Hill Central, where will the testing take place? Inside the building, in a parking lot outside? Who will be working there? People associated with Murphy's Clinic or health department workers or volunteers? And then why those limited hours? So where, who, and why the hours?
Director Mom.
Sure. So that's a good question. So there was a couple of questions coupled into that, Tom. So I'll try my best to recall. So the Lincoln Bassett site we're going to be outside conducting testing, not inside, and we will be offering that from 9 to 12. We did an assessment and wanted to at least start off that way. Certainly, if there is an increase of need, we will continue to monitor that and can expand the hours. We just wanted to at least start off with offering it in that particular community because, as you know, each Monday, just about, the mayor does highlight different mapping of concerns throughout the city, and so we wanted to make sure that we are, number one, really addressing any concerns within the city of access, and making sure that if there's hotspots in different parts of the city, we want to make sure everyone has access to those testing abilities. So we wanted to make sure, in conjunction with our contact tracing, that we know when isolation and quarantine is happening, we can really box in this pandemic. And so we continue to increase the number of testing sites throughout the city. And so that's really the basis of the process that we were thinking through with our logistics team. And the other question regarding who will be at this site working, this site will be managed by Murphy Medical Associates and our Medical Reserve Corps team, which is clinical volunteers.
Tom, the Lincoln Bassett site, my understanding is it's going to be in the basketball court behind the school, which is technically Parks Department property. And the Hill Central site will be in the parking lot. Mike Pinto, is that accurate?
Yeah, Mayor, that's correct, Tom. Both sites will be completely outside. The Hill Central is in the school parking lot, but the Lincoln Bassett is actually in a Parks basketball court adjacent to the school.
And Tom, just to be clear, so what's going to happen is the Day Chapel Street site will not be operating at the hours that these sites are operating. So Murphy Medical will move to these other sites with their staff. Is that correct, Director Bond?
Correct.
Okay.
So Wednesday mornings and Friday mornings, the Day Street site will not be operating?
Correct. It will be operating in the afternoon from 1 to 4.
Perfect. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Mayor, I saw that the partnership for Connecticut now appears to be over. That Ray Dalio funded semi-private public support for schools in need. I know that there was some talk towards the beginning of the pandemic that New Haven would be getting thousands of laptops thanks to this partnership. Do you know are those laptops still coming to the city schools? Have we received those? And is there anything else that we were expecting from this partnership that now we won't get?
Mike, do you know if we received the laptops yet?
We have not yet received them. However, we did receive so part of that donation was a two-part donation. The K-8 were a series of scholastic books for that are grade appropriate. And we're actually in the process of moving those to the schools now. The laptops, unless they've canceled it completely, but my understanding is that they are still going forward and we will receive those. I think it's just that it's not going forward beyond that.
I would be shocked if they would back out of their commitment to provide the laptops to the city.
They're supposed, I mean, it's our understanding that they're actually supposed to be delivered next week. And actually, Hartford was already starting to receive some of theirs this week.
Yeah, we'll double check, Tom, but I had some direct conversations with Mrs. Dalio, and she expressed a commitment to that before this all happened. But I would be surprised if they changed course.
And do you or Mike know off the top of your head how many laptops we are expecting to receive?
It's
through this partnership?
approximately 5,700.
5,700.
Yeah, it's designed to ensure that every high school student has an adequate laptop.
Thank you. And then my last question is, I know something that we spoke about at yesterday's press conference. Mayor and Director Bond, are you up for sharing a list of restaurants that have applied for renewal licenses for outdoor dining? And any other, Mayor, you spoke briefly to this, but anything else you'd say to restaurant owners in particular that are planning to open tomorrow about how they can do so safely amidst the pandemic?
What's the status on the restaurant list? Do we know?
Mayor, I sent it to Tom a couple of hours ago. Tom, it should be in your inbox.
Yeah, we sent it.
Then I'll have to follow up. Thank you, Gage, and thank you, Director Bond.
You're
And then
welcome.
anything else you want to say to restaurants in particular, Mayor?
I think that, I was surprised that last week we really pushed, or I encouraged employees of establishments that may be opening to go get staff tested. And we did not see a significant uptick in the number of people going to Chapel and Day Street. This is one of many things that our establishments need to be doing to keep themselves and their customers safe. Do the right thing. Do what is being recommended. We all play a leadership role in ensuring that through our own example, through our actions, and through our words, we're encouraging people to social distance and wear masks and take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And in New Haven, we could really show how we professionally and carefully open up the economy, or we could really screw this thing up and put many more people at risk. It's a lot of responsibility to put on so many people in the city, but I think we're up to it.
Yeah, and I just want to add, it's really critical as businesses, food establishments begin to open and provide services that, as the mayor indicated, optimal services is critical, and making sure that the safety measures are really in place as the self-certifying through the state, and they're hanging those, self-certifying certificates on their businesses, that they really honor that. We will be on site doing inspections at different establishments, and we'll be assessing and ensuring that they have a plan in place to protect their customers as well as the employees that they have. We again want to encourage testing and pre-screening of the employees, and so we have an expansion and availability of testing sites more aggressive than any part of the state, and so I want to make sure that people cannot say they don't have access to testing. We have made that option available, so people should really take advantage of that.
And one more thing to add. So we will be, as Director Bond, inspecting sites. And if restaurant owners are not cooperating, and after we work with them and try to collaboratively make sure that we're accomplishing the health and safety goals, if they're not cooperating in the end, we're prepared to shut places down. We obviously don't want it to come to that. But keeping everyone healthy and safe is the most important priority right now.
And if it's possible, if the media can take a screenshot of the testing sites that are available, I wanted to just quickly show that so that we can be able to increase awareness. It takes all of us as a team to really share messaging. And so if you can all please share the flyer that is currently being displayed, that will be really helpful for us so that we can make sure that the communities within these different areas have know that this is available to them, especially the businesses that are opening up tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. If you'd be up for sharing that as a PDF or something, that'd probably be easier for us to share. But that's it for me. Thank you again.
Great. Kyle, go ahead.
Hey everyone, I have a question. Today there was the big rally with salon owners who are upset with the governor's decision to keep the salons closed. Many of them at the rally though today said that they may still open on Thursday. What is the city's action if you do find that salon owners will still be opening up?
So currently, if they're not authorized to open, they need, and I encourage, all hair salons and barbershops to be patient. We conducted a webinar this past week, and many of the businesses expressed concerns that they were not ready. So there's a mixed messaging of businesses just not quite ready, and then others that are ready. And so in order for us to really roll out and have them safely all open, we want to make sure that all these establishments are ready to open. So I'm encouraging all hair salons and beauty salons to please be patient. We will have to do enforcement on my end if necessary, and it is my hope that that does not occur, and that people just are patient and wait 2 weeks until the governor makes further announcements on next steps when to safely open.
Yeah, if I could add to that, I want to just say, like, come on, folks. These are not easy decisions. The governor, the mayors are trying to do the right thing to keep residents safe, and we need people's cooperation. This is not difficult. I don't agree with everything the governor has done. Governor doesn't agree with everything I've done. But at the end of the day, we need to work together to overcome this crisis. And if right now, the first step that we've taken to open up, if people disagree with a couple of the guidelines or steps that the governor's is taking, and then decide to brazenly violate these guidelines, what kind of example does that set for the community? What kind of challenges are we going to face when we have to make more opening up decisions in the future? This is not the time, even though people are really struggling, for our community members to just outright violate what guidance is given in a thoughtful way in an attempt to keep people safe. Nobody is perfect. These are not perfect decisions, but the last thing we need right now is business owners just going out and doing their own thing. And I know that's difficult to hear, especially for people that are really trying to get by in a very, very difficult economic time. But it's the right thing to do.
Okay, all right. That's it for me today. Thank you.
Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you. For Director Bond, yesterday you had said you had about 100 restaurants in the queue that would need inspections before they could reopen, and that the inspections were going to start tomorrow. How many inspections can you do in a day, and will there be a big backlog before restaurants can open?
So our goal is not to get to all of the establishments within the same day. We do like to make unannounced inspections, and so we know everyone has agreed to reopen and self-certify. And second, they are renewing their licenses. These are not new establishments. And so just like routinely, we do not announce when we're coming on site, we will have a schedule internally and have unannounced inspections. And so we have a plan in place. We have less than 100. And so we will be phasing in our inspections and including our food trucks as well.
So can restaurants open tomorrow before they've been inspected? I wasn't clear on that.
Yes, they can.
I wasn't clear. Thank you for the clarification on
No
that.
problem.
Other questions? Tom, do you have your hand up, or is this just an old latent hand that you had up from earlier?
Just an old hand.
Any other questions? All right, good to see everybody.
Have a great
Okay.
day.
Thank you.